Yeah, looking like a few wet couple of days coming up. Well, a 31-year-old BC man's dream home has gone viral, garnering worldwide attention after it was featured in a major design magazine. There's just one problem. Joel Allen's dream home is a treehouse, and it was built secretly and illegally on Crown land near Whistler, BC. Its future is now in jeopardy due to all the exposure it's received.
On a nondescript road in Whistler, there's a trail that leads up into the woods. A few clues along the way suggest you're heading somewhere special. You pass a creek, climb an escarpment, and then up around a few bends to this. The sign says Hemloft because this treehouse is built on the largest hemlock on the ridge. Its designer and builder, Joel Allen, is constructing a traditional house in Calgary these days. He's overwhelmed at how the blog of his secret place has gone so viral so fast.
It's interesting that there's this whole contingent online who want it to exist because they believe it's a beautiful thing in the woods and it's not causing any harm.
The egg-shaped tree-hugging structure is made almost entirely of wood, most of it donated. Allen worked on it for years. The 31-year-old has just won a major award from an international design magazine. As beautiful as it is, though, Allen is worried the government might find it and tear it down. That's because it was built illegally on Crown land.
So its fate is totally out of my hands and out of my control. I hope that it'll be around for a few more years, but if not, I will respect that decision.
Inside, it's austere. There's a staircase to a loft with a box of borax to keep pesky insects away. There are serene views out every window and a guest book to sign. Some of the people who've been lucky enough to find the Hemloft have said, "I love it. The dream and motivation to build it was one of selfless ambition. Let this be an inspiration to others." That's Darcy Farhard. Steve Phillips says, "Thank you. You made me feel like a big kid again." So far, only a dozen curiosity seekers have found this hiker's refuge, which is what its builder hopes it will become, unless the man finds it first. Shh. Peter Granger, CTV News, Whistler.
Isn't that something? Look at that.
That's fantastic.
Very cool. Yeah. I don't think we have any of those in the trees around Saskatchewan, huh?
Although I have seen a grain silo converted to a little house. So
is that right?
I think that might be the Saskatchewan equivalent.
No kidding. Andrew and Justus Smith from Remax join us again this morning. We're comparing condos to townhouses, both great starter homes, but what are the big differences, Andrew?
Well, there's different structures you can come upon, and kind of the more common ones in Regina would be your townhouse condominiums. Now, those are the ones that are 2 to 3 stories stacked side by side. Some of them have their own separate rear yard, I guess you could say, some more private. Those are really common in the city. The other ones you could discussed as being somewhat common would be your stacked townhouses. So those would be, 1, 2, 3-story buildings stacked on one on top of the other, separate entranceways again. Then the other ones would be just the apartment style, where you've got shared hallways, you've got doors to all the units itself. So those are probably the most common here in the city.
Now with homes, obviously, like a house, there's a lot of variance in price because, whether it be an older area, maybe a better yard, like you can have and renovations, maybe it'll change the price on a home. Condos, they're all kind of categorized pretty, they're compared, I guess, in terms of price, very similar.
Well, as there is some variance in price, probably not as much as we would see for those reasons that you mentioned. You might have 2 neighborhood houses that, one neighbor has done the works to it, new furnace, new shingles, windows, everything, and it might be worth $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 more than identical house next door. But with condos, a lot of those components are run by the condo corporation. So like the exterior siding, the shingles, sometimes the mechanical components, like if there's a boiler system. And you do have actually more of probably a track history for prices when it comes to condos than you do for houses, because there are so many really comparable sales that you can work from.
And too, with when you get into a condo or a townhouse, you're also getting into kind of a joint shared home as well because of the condo condo boards and that. Maybe just touch on that.
Yeah, it's when you're buying into a condo, you're buying into, the best way to describe it is it's like buying stock or shares in a company. You're buying ownership into a shared unit or a shared complex, I guess you could say. Now, in between your walls, that's obviously your your unit itself. But outside of that, any of the shared common areas, so if there's a tennis court, if there's a pool, the driveways, walkways, things like that, those are looked after by the condominium association, and that's where you pay into your condo fees that govern those things. So when you're looking to purchase a condominium, look into the condo fees, see what they cover, see what they don't cover, so that you know exactly what to budget and sort of what sort of costs you're going to incur.
And very quickly before I go, I want to show you this. This is called a micro loft, and these are found in downtown Vancouver. They're small as the size of two parking spaces. They range in space from 226 to 291 square feet. They're compact, clever living spaces, some of the smallest rental units in the country. Quick thoughts, guys, on these. This is pretty tight.
That's fantastic. I mean, it beats a boarding house, I'll tell you that. It's got everything there that you could possibly need. I love how the shower door doubles as the bathroom door. That's fantastic. And if viewers want to do their homework, they can check out, I think on YouTube, there's a 97 square foot condo in New York that I came across. That's tiny.
I guess it just goes to show it doesn't matter how big or small the condo or townhouse is, you can renovate it, make it really cool looking.
You can be creative.
All right, thanks a lot. Andrew Rink and Justus Smith. I almost confused your guys' names from Remax. Thanks, guys, for being here. We got to go, though. Coming up after the break, monster trucks. They are here outside the studio. We're back in just a few minutes.